Today we're sealing an asphalt driveway, an easy how-to, the DIY way.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Drew. And in this video I'm going to show you how I sealed my driveway. This was an easy project, but also a really satisfying project. Now before I got started, the first thing I had to do was go ahead and take my measurements. You want to make sure you have enough product to seal your driveway and get good coverage. So I started out by going off and making little quadrants and taking the square footage of each one of these quadrants. Now my driveway is not a perfect rectangle, so I couldn't go the route of just doing length times width for the entire driveway. So I ended up taking about 5, 6, maybe even 7 measurements in different areas of my driveway to come up with my total rough estimate. And with that estimate, I thought I only needed about 4 buckets of sealer. So I went and I bought 6 just to be sure I had enough coverage and I could start from the beginning to the end without having to go get more sealer. Didn't end up working out the way I thought it was, and if you guys hang around to the end of the video, you'll see what happened and what I had to do to fix it. So after I got all the buckets of sealer that I thought I needed, we were ready to go. Now the first part and the most important part of the process is the preparation. So I've already gone ahead and taken care of the edging of my driveway, and I'm not going to bore you with that. If you're watching this video, then you probably already know how to edge your driveway. But there is a multitude of videos on YouTube showing you how to do just that. Now that we have that clean edge on the side of the driveway, the next thing we want to do is to get rid of all the debris and little particles. And we're going to do that in a couple ways. We're going to use a broom, we're going to use a leaf blower, and then we're also going to use a power washer. Now, the power washer is a pretty important part here. We're trying to get rid of all the grease and grime on the driveway that's been there over years or however long it's been since the last time you sealed it. In my case, I don't have much, but it's still part of the process. Now, you want to pull all the weeds out of the little cracks, and then you want to fill those before we put the sealer down, because that's the health of your driveway. Now, it's New England here, and it's October, so we're battling leaves here, so the leaf blower is going to come in really handy. So with all that said, we have a lot of work to do. Let's get to it. So this is the product I was trying to tell you guys about, or I was excited to tell you guys about. It's a surface cleaner, 15 inches. I saw that you can rent this from like Home Depot or one of your rental stores for about 50 bucks. I bought this for like 50 bucks on Amazon. If it didn't work, it is what it is, right? But I think it's good for the good surface greases, but the regular stuff on the driveway, just use the power washer. I'll show you guys what it does. If you have heavy dirt, it's probably something that you want to use, but just for regular cleaning, it's just extra. I'd probably more so use it if I was cleaning the deck or some sort of concrete that I really wanted to get some dirt and grime off, or like I said, oil stains. But this one works for me. Alright, so we're mostly dry, and this is dry enough. I'm going to go ahead and fill cracks here, and because the driveway's taking so long to dry, I'm probably not going to actually pour the sealer until tomorrow, but we're well on our way. We'll put down 1 coat tomorrow, and then we'll be good to go. So we'll go ahead and fill it.
Alright, 1 full. May have to come back and add some more of this one later. And here's another.
So it's the next day and it's time for us to put the sealer down. All of our patches that we put down have actually dried and they're ready to be covered with our top coat of our driver sealer. I brought my dad out here today to help me out, so we're gonna have some fun doing this together. So we'll get right into it. I'm gonna blow off some of the leaves that are on the grass or on the ground, and then we'll get right into it.
While I was mixing the first bucket, it's important to point out that you have to follow the manufacturer's instructions. For my bucket, it's set to mix for about 5 minutes. And if you have one of the fancy mixers you can attach to your drill, definitely use that.
So I learned my lesson yesterday with the driveway sealer, and this time I'm gonna wear gloves. You wanna take a brush like this, and any place that you're scared of getting it on concrete or you don't want it to touch, use a brush because you'll get in there until you get more comfortable. And don't use an expensive brush, use a brush that you're willing to throw away when you're done, because it's not gonna be any good, trust me.
All right, now it's time to get busy. And it's super awkward for the first time using the squeegee. Always pull the squeegee towards you, never push it away. It'll cause chatter and you're just gonna throw product all over the place. It's a little rough in the beginning, but as time goes on, it gets easier and you get better.
Like around the outside? Yeah.
Wait till you finish and then do the edges?
You can do them now.
And although this project can be done with one person, why would you if you have the ability to have a second set of hands? It was super valuable to have my father there helping me to take care of the edges, help me mix buckets, and to get them ready. So if you got a buddy or a friend, wife, spouse, try to get them involved.
Missed it by that much.
Missed it by that much.
So right here is where I figured out that my quick maths it wasn't that great, I guess. Or my driveway was just super poor. So you can hear my father and I discussing how I messed up and I ordered 2 buckets more than I needed for my original math. But just goes to show you that you can never get too much, because you can always take it back to the store if you have full buckets. But luckily it was still early in the day and I was able to run out and grab another bucket before everything started drying. If you're doing this in the dead heat of the summertime, you're probably going to want to err on the side of caution and have a lot more buckets than you're probably going to need.
A little bit more.
So once I returned with that last bucket, Dad and I just tidied up the edges, and it took us no time to finish it. And with that, I'll show you guys the before. It's a little gray, and now the after. I love the way it came out, and I hope you guys enjoy this.
Till next time, I'm Drew. This is my father. We call him Pops. We'll catch you next time.
Later.